Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. My name is Dave. If you've got 50 grand burning a hole in your pocket and you wanted to buy a Greeny reissue, you're out of luck, pal. They already found the suckers. Hey folks, yeah, we're going to talk about the Gibson Kirk Hammett Greeny reissue in just a second, but please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and hey, if you're the kind of person who hits the dislike button, nobody actually cares. You're not as cool as your mom tells you you are, and you really need to get out of the basement, but hit it anyway. Why not? Anyway, let's roll on. This guitar is interesting and stupid and ridiculously priced, and I'm going to go into all of those things in just a few minutes. If you don't know Greeny, which you should if you're watching this video, it's probably the most famous 1959 Gibson Les Paul standard of all time. It was owned by Peter Green of Fleetwood Mac. He played the heck out of it for a long time during his Fleetwood Mac days. He then got bored of it, I suppose, and he sold it to Gary Flippin' Moore, one of the best guitarists of all time. He was in Thin Lizzy, and then, of course, he played it on his solo adventures as well. And now it belongs to none other than Metallica's Kirk Hammett. So many people are triggered by that fact. It's hilarious. But hey, listen, Kirk Hammett's out there playing this guitar, bringing it to the masses, putting it in front of audiences. I mean, playing it through like multiple wah pedals and just stomping the shit out of it. But anyway, playing it in front of people and recording and all that sort of stuff. Well done, Kirk. Gibson are only making 50 of these, which is kind of less than we expected them to make, but here we are. 50 of them for 50 grand each. And before you get your checkbooks out, I just want to know why you're still using a checkbook. It's 2022. But also, they're sold out. It's too late. You can't. It's too late. You can get on a wait list, and then when people don't pay, because these are ridiculous, you might get a chance to pay 50 grand for one. I doubt it though. Anyway, only 50 of them are being made. Remarkable recreations, as Gibson is calling them. They're only available in the United States because Brazilian rosewood is not something you're allowed to export from the United States unless you just carry a case onto a plane and say nothing to anybody. But I'm not telling you that's what you should do. Anyway, these guitars are artfully aged by the Murphy Lab, which raises the question, what do they normally do at the Murphy Lab? Like sloppily age things? You tell me. The body is made of lightweight mahogany. There's obviously a two-piece figured maple top on there as well, and all the stuff. The pickups are custom Gibson Greeny pickups. They're Alnico 2 pickups. The neck one has a flipped Alnico magnet and is reverse mounted. The bridge pickup is just regular. It's a custom Greeny. It's mounted regular. The magnet's the right way up, all that sort of stuff. Anyway, that's it. They're true historic knobs, fantastic. Nickel and all that sort of stuff. You don't really care about that, so I'm not going to go into it too much. I mean, look, they've put no expense has been spared on the guitar, pretty much. But those pickups are honed to sound like the original. I like what they did there. We're making a replica of that guitar. We're going to try and make it sound like the actual one. But that's not all. This one is actually artist approved. So Kirk Hammett has said, yeah, sounds like a guitar. Where's the wah pedal? Anyway, the headstock, no structural breaks. They make a point of saying that because there is a big crack in the back of the headstock. But I mean, that's on the original because it's had a headstock repair, I believe. But yeah, no structural breaks. And this is one of my problems with the whole Murphy Lab thing. They can sell you broken stuff and be like, it's supposed to be like that. Don't worry about it. We wouldn't do that. Yeah, they would. Anyway, coolness. If you ever wanted 6 Jim Dunlop Jazz 3 Kirk Hammett signature picks, you can get them when you buy this guitar. 3 of them purple, 3 of them green. 6 picks for 50 grand. Not a lifetime supply of picks, not 250. 6. Okay. Leather black strap as well. Wow. That's what, like 30 bucks? Anyways, oh, don't forget the COA. You get a COA. That's signed by Kirk Hammett. And you get a picture of Kirk Hammett with the guitar. Fantastic one. But they're not done there because Gibson is not a guitar company no more. No, it is a experience of a lifetime company. You get to have a one-of-a-kind evening with Kirk Hammett. I wonder, does everyone get their own individual one-of-a-kind night with Kirk Hammett? And do you have to make him breakfast in the morning afterwards? Or does he just get his own breakfast, get an Uber and fuck off with himself? Of course, you get your Greeny guitar, that's fine. You get a curated dinner at Nashville's Soho House, which to me sounds like you'll get a load of food that you have no interest in eating, and you'll probably have to get a burger or a pizza on the way back to your hotel. But don't worry about that, because the hotel is covered. Yes, Gibson are going to graciously pay for you to stay at the Four Seasons Hotel in Nashville itself. And how much is that worth to you? Well, to most people, it's worth about $500 for the overnight stay that you get. You get one night stay, and then you're on your own. They'll also fly you into Nashville from wherever you are in the entire United States. So as long as you're in the United States, they'll fly you into Nashville, depending on where you are. Let's say you're in New York. That's worth about $500 per person. If you're in Dallas, it's worth about $750 per person. If you're in Los Angeles, you'll pay about $1,000 for your first class tickets, by the way, first class. So, you know, I mean, you've paid for it in the 50 grand, but whatever, just pretend that they're paying for it. And if you're in Chicago, again, about $450. So even if you live in Nashville and you've got all this money burning a hole in your pocket, get away. Just go to Chicago or New Orleans. I don't know the price for New Orleans, but get somewhere else in the United States where they have to pay for you to fly in. Otherwise, you're just giving them money. Yeah, what else do you get? You get a private welcome reception with the cult leadership. I mean, the Gibson leadership party. So that's going to be fun. It's not really. Then you're going to get to have a tour of the Gibson garage, including the backstage area where like they have the green room and the Gibson vault, where they have all actual old guitars instead of fake old guitars like they're selling you. And then they're going to give you about $100 worth of crap. I mean, gifts from the Gibson garage as well. So you're going to get like a t-shirt, a baseball cap, a bottle opener, maybe a pendant and a bag to put it all in. That's the highlight, right? Bear in mind, you're paying for all this shit because your guitar, very, very most, is worth 20 grand. And then the rest is crap on top. It's one of those things that's a problem. Gibson have decided they are this experience company, and owning a Gibson is the deal. You don't want a great instrument, you want to own a Gibson. And it has to kind of look like it's an old Gibson. I don't mind the idea of relic'd guitars. I'm not a big fan. I don't want to buy one myself. I have no desire to buy one, unless Rory Gallagher, Fender, if you're out there, make it cheap. That'd be great. But they don't do anything for me personally. But this Greeny, so many people have asked me, when's this guitar coming? When's it going to be out? Like hundreds of people over the last year or so. And 50 guitars have been made and they're 50 grand. It's very limiting. The worst part about it is these are collector's items. They're not guitars. These are going to mostly end up in vaults, in safes, under beds, in wardrobes. They're not going to be sold. They're not going to be used as musical instruments, because who's going to pay 50 grand for a guitar and then take it on the road with them? Very few people. And that's why I say most of these are going to be ending up not being used at all. Probably never taken out of the case. They're investments, and the worst kind of investment, because resellers apparently and retailers are being kept out of the loop. And I'm sorry, Sir Trogley, of course, was very upset. You could tell from his video, a little bit butthurt that he couldn't buy one of these guitars, because he's going to get one anyway, because he knows loads of people and they're all going to flip them. And yeah, people are going to try and flip these guitars. So they're going to buy them for 50 grand and try and sell them for 75 or 80. Which is stupid, because who's going to pay 80 grand for a guitar without the experience of the rest of the stuff that you get? Anyway, Gibson could really just make more money by having a more consumer-friendly option. Never mind the super rich people who can pay 50 grand for something like this. You're only making 2.5 million most. 50 guitars times 50,000, that's 2.5 million. So it's, you know, you could sell 1,000 guitars in 10 seconds at 3,500 for this. That would be more money straight off. And you wouldn't have to buy flights or give away cheap crap from your Gibson garage store, and you wouldn't have to spend an evening with people you don't like anyway. Yeah, it's nonsense. Gibson need to stop the experience crap, the just nonsense, the pageantry of it. Just make better instruments for people to get out and play songs on. I'm not a fantastic guitarist, but every guitar I own, I pick up and play on a regular basis. I don't like the idea of people buying guitars to shove them in a vault or in some sort of safe, or just leave them under the bed forever. That's not what guitars are meant for. The whole idea of a reissue here, so you could have a guitar just like your favorite artist, and you know, Kirk Hammett as well. But it's one of those things that Gibson have kind of latched onto more than anything, being like, people will pay a shitload of money for these things. Now listen, if you could buy an actual guitar owned by Kirk Hammett for 50 grand, you're probably getting a good deal, because you know, the whole star value of that. A replica of a guitar that's just been made this year out of wood that they're making Les Paul standards out of is not worth 50 grand. Don't buy it. If you're one of those 50 people who has got your name on the list and you're waiting to pay them and all that sort of stuff, you're wasting your money. You're not going to make a profit on this one. So, and we know they're going to do at some point a cheaper version. They're going to come out probably in the not too distant future with, there's just regular rosewood instead of Brazilian rosewood on this, and it's 10 grand or 20 grand or 30 grand because they think that the name Greeny is going to make them that much money. If you're buying into it, you're part of the problem too. I hate to say it, but you are, because if they keep getting away with doing this sort of shit, they'll keep doing it. It's the same way movie studios keep making remakes, because they keep making money, but people keep complaining about them and yet still going to see them. Anyway, Gibson are just ridiculous, and I 100% hope that at some point somebody takes over that company and just focuses on making good guitars for the people again, because that's what I'm pretty sure Orville Gibson would want. It's what Les Paul would want. It's what I want, and really, that's all that matters. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below, guys. Really, this is one that I kind of think is just out there and crazy and whatever. Yeah. They probably have replicas of this on AliExpress anyway. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit that like button. Dislike it if you want. I don't really care. But I'll see you on 3 Chord Dave Live on Saturday. It's 10 p.m. Irish time. Hit the notification bell to make sure you don't miss it. It's a lot of fun. Check you out, and I'll catch you then. Take care.